What to do right in 2026. Segment 1. Rebuilding inner stability. There is a quiet truth many people sense toward the end of 2025, even if they never put words to it. Life did not feel harder because of a single crisis or failure. It felt harder because too much of our inner ground had eroded. Attention was scattered. Emotions were constantly activated. Days were full, yet oddly thin. As 2026 begins, doing things right does not start with ambition or reinvention. It starts with stability, not the rigid kind, but the living kind that allows growth without collapse. Inner stability is not about becoming calm all the time. It is about becoming reliable to yourself. It is the ability to stay present when something feels uncomfortable, to respond instead of react, and to move through days without feeling dragged by them. In 2026, one of the most meaningful things you can do is rebuild this foundation deliberately. The first place to begin is attention. For years, attention has been treated as something external forces take from us. Phones, platforms, news cycles. In reality, attention is also a habit. Many people wake up already fragmented, moving from notification to thought to task without ever arriving fully in their own day. Doing 2026 right means reclaiming attention not through dramatic digital detoxes, but through small, repeatable acts of presence. This can look surprisingly ordinary. Sitting with a cup of coffee, without scrolling. Walking without headphones for 10 minutes. Finishing one task before opening another. These moments do not seem productive, yet they quietly retrain the nervous system. They teach the mind that it does not need constant stimulation to feel alive. Over time, this reduces mental noise and makes focus less effortful. Alongside attention sits emotional regulation, not suppression, not positivity, but literacy. Many adults were never taught how to recognize what they feel until it spills over. In 2026, doing things right means learning to name emotions early when they are still manageable. Irritation before it becomes anger. Fatigue before it becomes resentment. Sadness before it turns into withdrawal. This practice does not require therapy jargon or endless introspection. It can be as simple as asking, once or twice a day, what is present in me right now? Not what should I feel, or what makes sense, just what is actually there. Over time, this question creates space between feeling and action. That space is where choice lives. Another pillar of inner stability is rhythm. Modern life encourages speed without cadence, long stretches of pushing followed by collapse. In 2026, a better approach is rhythm over intensity. This means structuring days and weeks so that effort and recovery coexist. It means respecting limits before they are enforced by exhaustion or illness. Rhythm shows up in sleep routines that are boring but effective, in meals eaten at roughly the same times, in work blocks that end when planned instead of bleeding into everything else. These are not signs of small lives. They are signs of lives that can be sustained. Creativity, clarity, and resilience all depend on this quiet regularity. Stability also requires an honest relationship with self-talk. Many people carry an internal voice that is constantly evaluative, impatient, or dismissive. This voice often masquerades as motivation, yet it drains energy and undermines confidence. Doing 2026 right means changing the tone of this inner dialogue, not by forcing affirmations, but by practicing fairness. Fair self-talk sounds like this: acknowledging effort even when outcomes fall short, allowing learning curves without shame, noticing progress without immediately raising the bar. This does not make people complacent. It makes them consistent. When you are not at war with yourself, you show up more often. An often overlooked part of inner stability is the ability to tolerate stillness. Many people feel uneasy when nothing is happening. Silence gets filled quickly. Free time becomes restless. In 2026, learning to sit with stillness, even briefly, becomes an act of strength. Stillness allows integration. It lets experiences settle instead of stacking endlessly. You might notice resistance at first. The mind will search for distractions, problems to solve, narratives to replay. This is normal. The goal is not to empty the mind, but to remain present while it moves. Over time, stillness becomes less threatening and more nourishing. Rebuilding inner stability also means revisiting boundaries, particularly invisible ones. Not every request requires an immediate response. Not every opinion deserves engagement. Not every opportunity aligns with your capacity. In 2026, doing things right includes learning to pause before saying yes and learning to say no without excessive explanation. Boundaries are not walls. They're filters. They protect energy so it can be used where it matters. People who lack boundaries often appear generous, yet feel depleted. People with healthy boundaries appear selective, yet have more to give. Stability depends on this discernment. Another key element is physical grounding. The body is not separate from emotional life. It is its container. Many feelings labeled as anxiety or overwhelm are intensified by neglected physical needs. In 2026, doing things right includes tending to the body in unglamorous ways, movement that feels supportive rather than punishing, hydration without obsession, food that nourishes rather than numbs. You do not need a perfect routine or ideal metrics. You need reliability. When the body feels cared for, the mind has more room to breathe. When the body feels ignored, everything becomes harder. Stability also grows through honesty about capacity. Many people overestimate what they can sustain and underestimate the cost of constant stretching. 2026 invites a shift from proving to pacing. This does not mean shrinking goals. It means aligning them with reality. Ask yourself, what can I do consistently, even on average days? That answer is more valuable than what you can do during bursts of motivation. Progress built on consistency compounds quietly and outlasts enthusiasm. Finally, rebuilding inner stability requires patience. There is no dramatic moment where everything clicks. There are days when you feel grounded and days when you do not. Doing things right in 2026 means staying engaged even when the process feels slow. Stability is not a destination. It is a practice. When inner ground becomes more reliable, everything else changes. Decisions feel clearer. Emotions move through instead of getting stuck. Energy becomes less reactive and more available. This is not self-improvement as performance. It is self-respect made visible through daily choices. As you move deeper into 2026, remember this. Growth does not always announce itself with excitement. Sometimes it feels like calm. Sometimes it feels like fewer emergencies. Sometimes it feels like ending the day less drained than before. These are signs you are doing things right. Inner stability is not about becoming unshakable. It is about learning how to return to yourself more quickly when life does what it always does, changes, surprises, and asks more than expected. Building this capacity may be the most important work of the year because everything else depends on it.